that's the fantasy goodness we're going to give you.
Like I said, I took Viagra, so I got 4 hours in me.
I don't think you said that yet, but you told me before. So now everybody knows.
You're listening to Let's Talk Fantasy Football, where men of fantasy genius have realized, hey guys, we don't need real football skills to dominate on the fantasy field. Yeah. So slap on your pads and grab your helmet. Shit's about to get real.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Let's Talk Fantasy Football. I am your host for this evening's Voncast, the first of the season, Vinny Gonzalez, and I am joined, of course, with my lovely co-host and beautiful boy, Donald Chrisman. How we doing?
I think that's the first time I've ever been called a beautiful boy since birth, to be honest.
Yeah, usually I just call it like to you as I'm like about to go to bed. I'm just like, have a good one, Don. You beautiful boy. Kiss the sky. You don't know, but I do it every night.
Yeah. It's like after you say your prayers, you just give a little kiss.
Yeah.
And you go to bed.
Beautiful boy.
Glad you're always thinking of me. I appreciate that.
But me and Don are here 10 weeks deep into the season, ready to give you the preview for Week 10.
10 weeks deep or 10 beers deep?
For you, definitely both. And we are, it's a bad week, Don. We got 6 teams on bye: Broncos, Texans, Jags, Patriots, Eagles, Redskins. So we're going to be making and suggesting a lot of sketchy-ass plays, most likely, because you're probably in quite a pinch. I'm sure a lot of people are fucked over this week.
Yeah. And I also listened to you and Shrek's cast, so if we get anything wrong, don't blame us, dudes.
Exactly. Don't be mean to us. Thin skin.
I was listening to that shit. I was like, dude, of course there's going to be something that's wrong. Like,
we're wrong most of the time.
Honestly, if you're us up in the first place and then getting mad at us, like, fuck you for even reaching out and saying, like, you guys fucked me. We get here, we get drunk, and we give the advice that we best have at hand at the time.
Yeah, we do this for fun, and we're okay at it. Most of the time, it's all right. The other half, you can complain all you want.
And we're normally drunk, and I haven't listened to Walsh's yet, but I heard that he was extra drunk.
Oh, dude, they went off the rails. Mainly Walsh, dude. You could tell it's like he had like vodka mouth slur. It was like really funny. Just like watching basketball while podcasting. I'm like, oh, boy.
Good. So you should listen to that content, guys, and definitely take that advice and definitely get mad if Walsh is wrong.
Wrong on the recap? That's a little tough.
I'm sure there's something to be wrong about. Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to jump into Week 10 for you guys. We have, as I said, 6 teams on bye, so a quicker slate for the Voncast. It'll probably still be over 3 hours total, but, that's the fantasy goodness we're going to give you.
Like I said, I took Viagra, so I got 4 hours in me.
I don't think you said that yet, but you told me before, so now everybody knows. But here we go, Don. Falcons at Saints. We'll start off with a huge game. Saints are laying 12.5, massive favorites. The over-under is 51.5. We can start on the Falcons side. They come off the bye. Somehow Dan Quinn is still their coach. And it's weird. I mean, they showed a lot of faith in him. I guess they're going to let him finish the season. But as long as Matt Ryan plays, I think this should be, hitting the over. And it's a pretty high one. So there's going to be a lot of points to go around. Matt Ryan was limited all week. So far, I can't imagine they hold him out unless, like, he really is not feeling it, in which case Matt Schaub kind of, like, steps the offense down a little bit. But I'd be cool with rolling Matt Ryan if he goes.
Yeah, dude, it's a divisional game at the Dome. Falcons suck, but Matt Ryan's still going to sling like he always does. I would expect a high-scoring game still.
For sure. So
and the Falcons lose.
Matt Ryan stays QB1 if he's active. Don, with this running game, it's a tough matchup against the Saints, who have been like really brutal after like having a rough couple first weeks. They really turned it on. Defense is clicking, and there's not much points, being spread around to running backs when they face the Saints. So we got Devonta Freeman pretty much basically a volume play at this point. Ito Smith still on the shelf. Brian Hill comes in as a change of pace back. I think Freeman's probably a low end too. And I feel like if you have him, you might have to roll him because of the running back climate, as we have been saying most of these podcasts.
Yeah, I mean, Devonta Freeman's literally been the epitome of like the RB2 this year. Even though the Saints are a better run defense, Devonta Freeman still put on a solid floor type performance, even against tough run defenses. It's not going to be a high ceiling, but you're going to get a good floor out of him, where you're going to get that mid-level RB2 value out of him this game.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing is his ceiling is pretty much cut off, mainly due to his ineffectiveness again. Like, he hasn't been rushing for a lot of yards. And against the Saints, like, good fucking luck, man. And then he's mainly been an okay start because he, buoys it with all these targets and catches late in games and garbage time.
Mm-hmm.
Saints are good against that too, so it's limiting him a lot. He's probably going to have a lot of catches and low yardage. So he's a floor play. Ceiling is pretty much capped.
Yeah, man. I would say, like, you're probably going to see him walk away with, like, 9-10 points in, like, a half-point PPR type league.
And on this bye week, you're probably all right with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can't go elsewhere for RB2 or flex play.
Yeah, most likely not. And then
especially if you own Devontae Freeman.
True. If you have a better player, better option, and you're just loaded at running back for some reason, you can probably sit him, but probably wouldn't. Receiving game, Julio Jones going to draw Marshawn Lattimore. Shouldn't be a problem.
No.
It's just maybe temper expectations, but this game should be high scoring. Julio eats no matter what.
Yep.
More interested in Calvin Ridley.
For sure.
Yeah, Saints have been very vulnerable to, like, number 2 wide receivers, mainly because Lattimore is so good at his job. So I think Calvin Ridley is a great start this week.
I absolutely agree with that as well. I think Calvin Ridley is a good play. I think he could be sneaky for some DFS lineups as well.
Yes, sir. Also, even sneakier could potentially be Russell Gage, who did get a decent amount of work. He's out snapping Justin Hardy for that, like, Sanu target void that he sort of left. So that's more DFS, but that's also why we love Calvin Ridley, because Sanu is gone and more targets get to go around to them. Austin Hooper, you're starting. Tight end number 1.
Yeah, he's tight end number 1.
Yeah, can't fuck with that. So that wraps up the Falcons. We'll go hit the Saints, also coming off a bye. Drew Brees was like, I don't want to wait for the bye to start fucking teams up, so we shit all over the Cardinals. Had a great week off, and now he's going to go destroy the Falcons at home.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like status quo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's a great start, possibly QB1 on the week. Falcons give up everything to anybody, and, like, Drew Brees is just going to sling.
At home, dude.
Yeah, he's going to absolutely crush.
At the Dome, getting Dome.
Drew Brees' favorite thing to do on a Sunday. Probably goes there on, like, off days as well to get Dome in the Dome. Don, I don't know how much Alvin Kamara you own, but
fully practiced today.
Yep, he should be back. Sean Payton was all about it, so he said
I'm all about it.
Bye week did some good. I think everybody's all about it.
I tried trading for Al Kamara this week and didn't work out, and I was sad.
Yeah, I imagine they spit in your face.
It was actually I was sitting at my work toilet pooping, and I was like, I need to figure out a quick trade while I'm sitting here for 5 minutes.
That's been your bread and butter this week, this year.
It's the work toilet.
Yeah, taking shits and trading people.
Yeah, well, always taking shits have kind of been my trademark, I guess, newly to the trading part.
So it finally clicked that you could be productive
while shitting,
while being a sack of shit taking.
Yeah,
shit.
I stopped playing Toon Blast on the toilet and started looking at trades.
Well, I'm glad you found a hobby and something productive to do, Don, while you shit constantly all day.
Yeah, I sent a trade and I was like, ooh, that's a pretty bad one, but I'm still gonna do it. But I got shot down. I was like, cool, man. I totally understand.
Yeah, perfect. No big deal. I'll be here in 20 minutes. I'll be back.
I'll still be shitting. Let me know.
So yeah, Alvin Kamara, you start him if he's active. Latavius Murray, do you think he's kind of warranted any sort of rub since he performed pretty well in?
Latavius Murray is pretty irrelevant when Al Kamara is in.
He is, but do you think like Sean Payton kind of limits Kamara? I mean, Kamara is going to get like 19, 20 touches, so
full practice. I think Kamara is going to be in, and I think you can safely put Latavius Murray on your bench.
All right. I think if you're fucked into a corner this week, you can probably spot play Murray. It's a great matchup. So I think if you're in a dire straits here, you could sneak that in.
It is, but I just feel like, I don't know. Al Kamara is just one of those backs that he's like a Christian McCaffrey for them now that Ingram's gone. Like I think, well, obviously everyone had expectations of Latavius Murray. Either way, they thought obviously wasn't going to be a Mark Ingram, but still was going to get a good amount of volume, and he really didn't until Alkamara got hurt. So I think it kind of really just goes back to Alkamara just taking it all.
Yeah, you totally could be right. I'm just saying, a lot of bye weeks, good matchup. You can do probably worse. I think Michael Thomas is going to have a massive fucking game, and it's going to be huge. Obviously, starting him anyway. As far as the other receivers, Ted Ginn could be like a boomer bust play for you. I think you could pop him in the flex if, like, at home with Drew Brees. Like, Ted Ginn actually has good games, and against the Falcons, like, probably could pop off for a long touchdown
at the Dome, getting Dome. If it's going to happen, especially because Ted Ginn is probably going to be one of your top waiver wire picks at this point for who's available this week after waivers had already cleared. Not terrible, dude. I don't hate it with all the buys. If you have to fly on him, this would be the week to do so, and it could be very rewarding.
Yeah, it's just kind of all the stars aligning. Like, Drew Brees is back. They're at the Dome. They're off a bye. Playing the worst passing defense in the league, so
they're all going to be at the Dome getting Dome.
Yeah, I think we've established that. All we have to do is establish a good flex play. Ted Ginn could be it. Any interest in Jared Cook, Don?
Yes, actually, I wanted to talk about Jared Cook.
Oh, shoot, man, because I think he is a decent play, and
I'm playing him in a few leagues, actually. I know, actually, he's only played, I think, one game with Drew Brees, which is kind of a turnoff, but it's a big bye week. Tight ends are pretty scarce. Jared Cook has been a proven viable tight end play, and Drew Brees does like his tight end. So in a bad bye week like this, I'm spinning my wheel on this matchup against the bad Atlanta Falcons for Jared Cook.
Yeah, man, tight end is complete garbage, and we're going to hit a bunch of other teams that have people like this, like Jonnu Smith, Chris Herndon coming back. Evan Ingram is out, so Rhett Ellison comes into play. A couple of guys like that, and I think Jared Cook would probably edge them out, being that, Drew Brees is fucking quarterback, and this over-under is pretty fucking high. So,
yeah, I'm playing him in our league.
Yeah, I really like that. I think that will work out for you, Don. Who do you got in this game?
As much as I think it would be cool to take the Falcons here, Drew Brees in the Dome loves to get Dome
in the Dome. I missed the beat, but we got it. I'm also taking the Saints. Yeah. Sweep that shit. I do think the Falcons will backdoor cover if you're a betting person. Like,
I think it'll be a fun game, though. I think this is a good game to watch for sure. And, yeah, definitely. I think getting 12.40 is on there?
Did I put 0.4?
Yeah, it's just.
That is not a thing.
I was going to say, that was a little odd.
It's 12 and a half.
12.4. I was like, how does that work?
That's not it.
Sure, we're just not good at math either.
True.
But no, I divisional game, Falcons will score. I think they'll make that coverage.
Yeah, absolutely. On to the Chiefs at Titans. Chiefs are laying 5.5 over under 48.5. This should be a fun one. Patrick Mahomes, to everyone's delight, should be returning from dislocating his knee. Don, if he's active, you fire him up, right?
He's a must play.
Yeah, no problem.
And, I mean, he, even in the encouraging thing should be to those that are still kind of weary about it. Like, one, Mahomes is a little bit of a different player. Two, like, he has even came out and said, even if back when they were playing against the Packers, if it was a playoff game, he would have played. So he would have been healthy enough to play at that point. Given an extra few weeks going against the Titans, I'm not worried about Patrick Mahomes at this point with his health and what his productivity will be for you as a Mahomes owner.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's matchup proof, and if he's going to be playing, he'll be healthy enough to go. So,
for sure.
And also, Matt and Walsh also touched on this. The full team is at, Mahomes' disposal. Hasn't really played with Hill outside of like a couple snaps in week one. So obviously that matchup, I mean, their connection is disgusting. Healthy Sammy Watkins is back. You got the burners, Robinson and Hardman, Pringle's floating around. Damian Williams is doing shit. So I feel like they're firing on all cylinders just in time to like make that push and just kind of put the division to rest.
Yeah.
as the rest of the season rolls on. So this could be the start of it. Yeah, don't be stupid. Play Mahomes.
Word.
Yeah, touched on a bunch of shit there, but you're playing Tyreek Hill no matter what. Don, how do you feel about Sammy Watkins as a play?
Yeah, I'll play him.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. He had a really good game with Matt Moore last week, and kind of showed, that kind of what he could do if given the right circumstances in like a pretty close game. So really enjoyed to see that. Pretty out on Robinson and Hardman, unless you're like really fucked at wide receiver.
Yeah, no, I believe I even dropped Robinson at this point.
Yeah, it's tough to force yourself to put them in there because they could, like, I think Hardman's had negative points before, and it's just like they could catch that long touchdown for you, or they could do completely nothing. So it's like super, super desperate. I'd rather play Ted Ginn over both of them. And
I agree. I think that's a
decent line to draw.
I think that'll be where we're going to be drawing our line today is with Ted Ginn.
Yeah, like Robbie Anderson, I would play over these two. Same sort of area.
I agree with that for sure. Yes.
Yeah, but that's pretty much where we're drawing the line. Travis Kelce, kind of a down year, but of course you're playing him.
Yeah, Mahomes is back.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
When he's healthy, you got to play Kelce.
Absolutely.
Especially with what tight ends look like.
Don, this run game is such trash. I hate talking about it every single week.
I don't want to talk about it, dude.
I don't either.
I don't own any of the Kansas City running backs.
Dude, me either. You don't
probably the running back crew that I really haven't paid any attention to. I'm the last person to give advice unless you want like
bad
five, literally like 5 angry people or DM us being like, "What the fuck did you tell me to do?"
Yeah, it's just not good.
Just play a Williams and hope for the best.
That's really the only advice we can give, and he's probably going to have an off game. Like most of his production came on that super long run. He hasn't looked good all year. You don't want to be in that situation.
Agreed.
Over to the Titans side, Ryan Tannehill has been looking okay. The matchup against the Chiefs is always good because you're always in a negative. Well, from a fantasy perspective, you're in a positive game script against the Chiefs every time. So Ryan Tannehill should have to sling it a bit. Streamer or not, Don?
To stream Tannehill?
Yeah.
Doesn't really tickle my fancy this week.
Sam Darnold or Ryan Tannehill?
Ooh. Jets are playing who this week again? The Giants? Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like
that's New York against New York. Darnold. I would play Sam Darnold over Tannehill.
I'm with you. Again, drawing the line here so we understand what we're talking about because Tannehill could do well, but, he hasn't really shown a huge ceiling. He just makes this offense more efficient.
Yeah, it's just Tannehill is beyond vanilla, right? So, like, there's just nothing that's going to – he's had some good games, though.
2-quarterback league? Let's pencil that in.
Yeah. He's going to – I don't know. I mean, listen, I guess it's not a terrible matchup. I still think I don't know. Yeah, I'm going back and forth. I don't want to listen to myself tomorrow to this Tannehill part. I really don't think it's as bad as I originally thought with going against the Chiefs. He's going to have to sling it. He really hasn't played at a fantasy production-wise really that bad looking at it. Sure.
Okay.
You know what? I'll play Tannehill over Darnold.
Okay, so that's the opposite of what we started at.
Right.
So you worked through your head, said yes, no, yes, no.
No, yes. Yes.
Tannehill's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Tannehill over Darnold this week. I think they're going to play behind. They're going to have to throw. He's been pretty efficient. Maybe a little less vanilla than I thought. Maybe add a little Rocky Road action to Tannehill.
Why the fuck not, dude? Here's my counter to playing Tannehill, I guess. It's that they're going to want to pound the rock with Derrick Henry the entire time. Chiefs run D is almost as bad as the Bengals fucking run D. So they're going to want to play keep away from Patrick Mahomes. They're going to run it a ton with Derrick Henry, at least early on. So I think Derrick Henry is a great play. And I think it might limit Tannehill's upside for a little bit, but again, should be in a decent game script eventually. But I think Derrick Henry will be a good play this week.
Yes, I think that Derrick Henry has to be played.
Oh, yeah, of course he's being played. I'm just saying very high upside here.
What about pass catching, though? What do you think? I mean,
I was going to say, so Corey Davis didn't practice today. Today is Thursday, by the way. So he's most likely out, which leaves like Adam Humphries, A.J. Brown, and Tajay Sharp. Not fantastic, but A.J. Brown has been doing decent, and I think that he's probably the one that I would want to play most out of that bunch if Corey Davis is out.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I agree. Adam Humphries has not been like
nothing. He's been nothing.
Yeah, not like obviously he was never really a consistent play last year, but I mean there was like the breakout Humphries, almost like a Taylor Gabriel, where there'd be like a few weeks of just blow up Adam Humphries in Tampa Bay, but
yeah, and that
seemed to be the case with Tennessee.
Haven't been a whole lot of opportunities on the Titans to blow up, so it makes sense. They're not really that kind of offense, but I think A.J. Brown will be the best option here.
So would you play him?
Yeah, I would. If Corey Davis is ruled out.
Over Ted Ginn?
I think I would over Ted Ginn, just because I think –
oh, that's a good line to put him over.
Yeah, Ted Ginn's going to be like the one shot that works. I feel like A.J. Brown could get targeted, more than Ted Ginn. And if they do play catch-up at some point, they're going to. At some point in this game, I feel like he can get a lot more targets.
Yeah.
The Jonnu Smith, Delaney Walker saga continues. I think Delaney Walker is going to miss this game. Jonnu Smith immediately becomes another good stream. Didn't really work out too well last week, but again, game script against the Chiefs, I like him as a spot play.
That's fair. I like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's almost like almost all bets are off with this point with the tight end. If they are breathing and it's a decent matchup, especially with the 6 guys this week.
If you're going to get a target, like you're going to get put in lineups because that's what tight end has become. It's fucking trash.
Yeah.
I think I'm slowly becoming more and more against it. Like Matt has been campaigning to have it abolished from fantasy football. I think I'm getting more and more on that side of things.
Yeah. I mean, someone that's probably been more about tight ends. This year has been very frustrating for me, and
trash.
It's actually been really holding me back in a lot of leagues where it's just like I'm really hurting terribly at a tight end spot, and it's shitty.
Yeah, and like
I've had to play some like I thought I was gonna turn into like a desperate whore type deal, like desperate, don't know what to do anymore. Like, I'm just going to sell myself because I've hit rock bottom. Like, that's how I felt with the tight end position. Like, I have played the sketchiest tight ends.
You don't even want to say their names right now.
No, dude. It's just like,
yeah.
Don, what are you doing with your life, man?
Yep.
Like, Jason Witten was probably one of my best plays this year.
Yeah. He's actually like tight end 10, and has been pretty decent.
Yeah, like I've played Jason Witten, Jack Doyle, like OJ Howard has completely destroyed my life. It's just been I played Knox, and gotten a couple zeros out of him. Like it's just been really bad. Dude.
Yeah, he just like fucked you in an alley and didn't pay you.
Yeah, that's exactly what Knox was. I'm like, he's a cute young guy that looks promising. Turns out to be a grade A dirtbag.
Yeah, imagine that. Oh my God. So yeah, tight ends are shit.
Mm-hmm.
So let's pick this game, Don. I'm going to roll with the Chiefs. I'd imagine a sweep.
Gonna be real vanilla like Tannehill and go with the Chiefs sweep.
Perfect. Let's go to the game that you just found out is happening. Giants at Jets. Giants are laying 2.5.
Yo, it's week 2 of NFL, right?
Yeah, it's week 2.
Yeah, week 2.
Jets Giants. It's actually preseason because you know how they always do that preseason. So
sweet.
We got Giants laying 2.5 somehow.
This is the game of the week, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch this shit.
God, so many people's jobs are on the line in this game. Over under 43.
I honestly hope it's like a tandem firing of both Shermer and fucking Gaze.
They should get fired at halftime and just see what happens. Like no,
or
coaches.
You know what? They're just like, let's just swap coaches and just see how it works out.
Oh, dude, if the Giants had Adam Gaze, I would be so happy. As much as I like seeing the Jets miserable, I'm starting to realize like the Jets are just the Bengals, and it makes me sad.
It's like sad at this point, yeah.
Yeah. It's just like looking in a mirror and just yelling at yourself. So, if we swapped coaches, I don't know. I mean, Jets aren't better off with Pat Shurmur, but I feel like everybody loses still. And just be funny. Swap it.
And you just don't have that cockbag of Adam Gase. And, like, how much do we hate Adam Gase? I mean, we've gone on this.
So bad.
How many years, like, of just – and I actually sat there, and I'm not a Jets fan in the slightest. And when that whole saga of what coach they were going to sign, I was – taking my lunch breaks and just sitting in a car and listening to the radio to hear what the latest news was, just because I hated Adam Gase so much. I'm like, there's no way they're going to sign him. And when they signed him, I was like,
it's embarrassing. Like, how can
fire
you be
everybody
in the division with that guy, play against him, and just be like, yeah, I've seen what he can do. This is great. Like, it's just such a fucking.
He's what we need.
It was a dumb hire. It's a dumb keep right now. They should have fired his ass week 4. So let's get into it, Don. It's funny because as much as this game like sucks on paper, I feel like
let's pick them. I'm taking the Jets.
I am taking the Jets as well, but let's get to it first because I feel like they could crush this 43.5 point over under. I think there's a lot of points that are going to go around here.
I don't know, dude. I think that it just might be.
Defenses are so bad.
Yeah, but so is their offenses.
That's true.
Like, I think.
I don't know. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of points going around.
I think it's going to be a game of just Saquon and maybe Lev Bell's week. Does Lev Bell – what's his injury status, by the way?
So from stupid ass Adam Gase, he's like, yeah, his knee got banged up, but we just held him out of practice. He should be okay. MRI was like okay as well. They said he was good. I don't trust anything they say, but all signs point to him starting this weekend. So let's assume Lev Bell is active.
I mean, that'll be cool to watch, I guess, is like Saquon
versus Lev Bell.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're probably playing both of those guys if they're active.
This makes me want to play Ryan Tannehill so much more.
When you look at this shit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still on Darnold. I think, I don't know. He kind of didn't get it against the Dolphins, which is, not the best. But then, you followed up with the Giants. So,
no, I'm all about Darnold. I just think that the Jets are just such a mess.
They really are. But, like, when you look at their weapons, like, you figure Bell is probably going to, have his normal floor game, possibility of a touchdown always. So you're playing him. Robbie Anderson could pop off, has done absolutely nothing for your team. Since no one played him in the Dallas game, so you have missed on all the points Robbie Anderson has scored. I have him in so many leagues, Don. So many leagues. All he does is put up 4 fucking points.
See, I had Robbie Anderson last year, and I stayed away.
Yeah, I should have. But, yeah, I think if you're desperate, like we were talking about, the Ted Ginn line, I think Robbie Anderson is a step above the Ted Ginn line because I feel like he'll get more targets than him.
This would be the game that he does it, dude. Like, there's nothing to fucking lose. The New York teams are so shitty. I think they're just going to be like, let's just both drop the gloves and just fucking go all out.
That's why I think the over is going to get smashed. But
I also just think there's just going to be a lot of missed opportunities, too, because
it could be a lot of missed throws, a lot of picks.
You know what I mean? Like, just, stupid.
All the points are pick sixes.
Yeah.
But
there's just so many things I want to say that I can't, that I'll just say offline.
It's fine, though.
It's really
Thomas,
Shrek will fire me from this job.
That is for sure. He's probably been waiting to. But
I mean, not that we're actually employed. We do volunteer for all this, but I still feel like I would be the guy that got fired.
Fired for volunteer, yeah, of course. It would be you.
Yeah.
So,
almost worse things have happened to us.
Robbie's a sketch play. Demaryius Thomas, you're not playing. Jamison Crowder, I feel the safest about. Dude's got an incredible target share for whatever reason. Adam Gase is just peppering him with targets over the middle. Great rapport with Sam Darnold. Was able to get in the end zone last week. I feel very safe playing Jamison Crowder as a very solid wide receiver too.
Wow. Okay.
It makes sense, Don, and has worked out as opposed to the other plays. And then we got Chris Herndon coming back. Supposedly,
I'm excited to see that.
I guess you desperately grabbed him in a couple leagues.
I actually haven't.
Interesting.
But I am excited to see how that turns out.
Yeah, it's a little weird because Ryan Griffin is been decent and then been, running a lot of routes and has been pretty involved. And then you're kind of going to throw Herndon coming off a hamstring injury. So I don't know if they're going to split or be limited, but I think if you have Chris Herndon, what the fuck else? Like, just roll him out there, see what happens. Because tight end's one where, like, he gets 4 points and you're like, oh, thank God. Great play. So
at this point, as long as you're getting some sort of points, right?
Exactly. So I think they're going to, work him in at least to that extent. So we have nothing to lose. I'd play Chris Herndon. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Flipping over the Giants side, Daniel Jones could probably be a stream in deeper leagues just because, again, it's like the same. It's like a mirror matchup. Defenses are bad. Offenses are lackluster, but.
Yeah, I mean, and Daniel Jones is trying it out. I mean, you obviously have to worry about the turnovers, even though half the turnovers really aren't his fault. It's still his turnovers, and that equates to you losing points by starting him. But this is going to be a game that these guys, they both suck. It's in New York where they're just going to let it fly and figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
They don't really have much to win either way. Or lose, I should say. I'm sorry. Or maybe not much to win either because
this game is a total void of anything. But it's Daniel Jones.
Figure it out.
He takes a ton of risks, and it's I feel like Darius Slayton could catch a long pass, mainly because Sterling Shepard is on the shelf, and Cody Latimer is really the only other person eating into the outside wide receiver role for Darius Slayton, and Slayton's shown he can do it. So I feel like he's a very interesting spot play.
Yeah. That's fair. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then Golden Tate commanding a huge target share. He's, probably not going to score a touchdown, but he is eating up targets.
Yeah, Golden Tate, I think, is probably the most safe play of this matchup in general.
Yeah, and I think going forward as well, because it looks like Sterling Shepard might go on IR, and I feel like Golden Tate's pretty safe work role.
Yeah.
Role is safe. And then Evan Ingram is also out with a foot injury. So, Don, let me ask you this. We've been talking ass tight end streamers. Rhett Ellison is a dude.
Rhett.
I think you can play him.
This is the week to do it, dude, and it's sad.
I mean, dude, if you're an Evan Ingram owner, this is probably.
I mean, if you're like so desperate and you're just like, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, what's more desperate?
But I mean, listen, dude. I would play a Jared Cook or a Chris Herndon if he's still out there.
Okay, that's totally fair.
You know what I mean? Like, some of these guys are still actually out there.
I'm just thinking, deep league, you have Evan Ingram. I feel like you got to pick up Rhett Ellison.
That's fine. I mean, listen, dude. Like, this literally, it's the week to do it, and like, you're not going to get shit out of, like, names that were big for, like, the first few weeks, like a Knox out of Buffalo, dude. Like, he is now absolutely nothing. Like, there's guys that are just whatever. So, at this point, yeah. Like, there's really nothing to lose at that point.
Yeah. I think we've established where the fuck we're at with tight ends. It's not good for anybody. Get 5 points, and you feel great.
Like, you actually, in this matchup, could play Bobby Boucher, and he might get you points in this fantasy matchup.
As long as he shows up at halftime.
That's it.
Who you got, Don?
You know what, dude? I want to see the world burn. I'm going with the Jets.
Oof. See, when we were talking, I'm going to split on this one. I'm going to go Giants, just because Adam Gase is a piece of shit.
I hate Adam Gase, dude. He might be my, like, most hated in the league currently.
Seeing the Jets win and his face, I would just hate to see that, especially like post game too in his interviews. So I'm going to go Giants, and hopefully he gets fired after that.
I'd love that too, though. But I'll still stick with the Jets.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break here and then hit 3 more games, and that will be the end of part 1. Me and Don shall return after this message.
Have you thought about trying sports betting but aren't sure how it'll go? Our friends at FanDuel are giving away a $50 sign-up bonus at letstalkfantasyfootball.com/FanDuel-sportsbook.
And we are back, ready to bring you the next 3 games during the 1 o'clock slate. I almost said 1 hour slate. That would be fun if they were all 1 hour, but they're not. Much longer football games. Here we are, Don. Ravens at Bengals. Fuck the Bengals. I hate them right now.
AJ Green playing?
He is not playing.
I thought I saw today that he was.
So, all right, let's just do the Bengals right off the bat. I'll first mention Ravens favored by 10. They should be favored by 30. Over-under is 44.5.
Your boy Waller just caught a big catch.
Yes. Let's go. Good reminder that we are doing
Watching. Thursday
night. Anyway, Don. So what happened was AJ Green was, fully intent on playing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is necessarily true or not. I hope he's just playing them because the Bengals are complete trash. They watch the way they did Andy Dalton dirty as they don't trade Dalton. They don't tell him he's getting benched until 2 hours before the trade deadline. AJ Green, apparently, he said swollen ankle.
Definitely. Yeah.
So right now he's just fucking done. They should put him on the shelf IR. The Bengals are the shittiest organization next to like the Redskins right now.
They're not the best, dude.
No, they're not. Treat Andy Dalton like shit. AJ Green like shit. Like they've done nothing but try to bring hope to this fucking awful team, and they do him dirty. So good for AJ Green. I hope he doesn't play. I don't give a shit about your fantasy team at this point. Like I feel like you could drop him. I don't think he's going to play. It would do nothing but hurt his value to himself.
The only way you would be keeping him on your bench is if like you have some sort of like keeper league or something where free agents can be added or whatever else may be. But other than that, what are we, week 10?
Week 10, Don. Yeah, it's horrible.
Although if you've kept AJ Green through week 10, I mean.
That's the thing. People did, and they have him. And I think even the guy that has him in our league, Blake, has been waiting, even had him like in his flex waiting to, have the go. And guess what?
Which is hilarious.
Exactly.
Good for you, Blake.
He's not playing. God bless you, AJ Green. I hope if they re-sign him, he's amazing.
But Packers are going to sign him next year.
Fucking please bring a ring to him. He's not getting it here. So another great move, Ryan Finley out of nowhere will get the start against a Ravens defense who is becoming more healthy. They added Marcus Peters. They have Jimmy Smith back. They are going to fuck the Bengals in the street. Like they have no shot. Ryan Finley, even if he's decent, like he was captain check down in the preseason, nothing doing against this game, like in this game.
Triple down on Lamar Jackson this week.
Oh my God. Ravens defense and Lamar Jackson, if you have them both on your team, you'll score 80 points right there. Your week is won. Don, I'll just ask you flat out, any Bengal you want to play whatsoever, because I'm so sick of talking about them. Do you want to play anyone this week?
Like, is Mixon worth talking about?
Not really. The only thing is Finley could feed him targets. Same thing with Tyler Boyd. Like, I feel like Auden Tate is out. I feel like that's not – Brian Finley's not going to throw deep. I don't think he's going to have a chance to. So I think Tyler Boyd and Joe Mixon, you're only playing them because you might have to in the flex, and then the only reason you're playing them is because potential volume of playing catch-up. But I see a lot of 3-and-outs. I see a lot of turnovers. Not a good game, no upside.
Yeah, I think that, like, you need to – like, I think Mixon is, like, a playable guy that just you have to know that there's an obvious ceiling or no ceiling. Like, zero ceiling. It's just going to be, like, maybe a solid floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and, like, that's not what you need right now. So I think if you can find anyone else we've talked about, dude, I'd play over any of these guys in the flex. Big time.
Agreed.
Cool. Let's stop talking about them. The Ravens are fucking good. Lamar Jackson is a god.
Lamar Jackson is good.
Mark Ingram is going to rush for probably 250 yards.
Mark Ingram is good.
Bengals have the worst run defense. And get this, Don, the Ravens have the best rush offense. So
it's going to be Lamar Jackson. It's going to be, it's
going to shit all over them.
It's going to be like the Bash Brothers and the Mighty Ducks, but it's just Lamar Jackson and fucking Mark Ingram bashing skulls for the Bengals with their just run capabilities.
For the pass catchers, Don, Mark Andrews, I feel like you've been riding him, you play him. Nick Boyle and Hayden Hurst still there, still involved, but whatever. Mark Andrews is the dude. Had a good game against the Bengals last time. So did everyone else. But my question to you, Don, if you have Marquise Brown, do you put him in that bag that we've pretty much been stuffing stuff into with like Robbie Anderson, Ted Ginn, Slayton, Do you put Marquise Brown in that category, and where do you kind of line him up with those guys? Because Bengals have been getting whooped on like 20-yard plus plays. So I think Marquise Brown could return to form when he played the Dolphins and just like catch a couple bombs.
Yeah, I think that Baltimore's going to obviously control this game pretty easily, right? So I really think that that's an okay play, but I think I would also go with the upside more of the Robbie Anderson, Ted Ginn for what can happen of more of a shootout versus like it's really going to be Lamar Jackson and Mark Ingram running the ball all day.
Yeah.
And you obviously already said it, like how susceptible the Bengals are to the run itself. Their run defense is terrible. The Ravens are the best at it. Why would they now start bombing the ball when they can just literally destroy an in-division team the way that they are best at their offense with running?
Yeah, I completely agree with you, man. And then that kind of leads into my next question, because you're talking about like this could be like a mercy kill for the Ravens. Like there's like, let's run the ball. Let's get the fuck out of here. This is a bye week. Do you think Gus Edwards is worth, kind of a spot play flex consideration? Because there is going to be a lot of running to go around. He got in the end zone last week. He does get us like a certain amount of carries a game. It's like floating around like 8 to 10 just because they do it so much. Great matchup.
Well, this would be the best week to do it, correct?
Exactly. So I feel like he warrants at least consideration, especially if you're in a lot of trouble. Also, he could be on the waiver wire for you, and if you're really, really fucked, pick that dude up, spot play him. I feel like you can get away with it.
I'm fine with that. This would be the week to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very much agreed. Yeah, that's this fucking game. Sweep the Ravens. On to the next. Bills at Browns. Don, the Browns are favored by 2.5. I don't fucking understand that. Over under.
That is wild, dude. Who told me that? Like
I
this
did
week,
just now.
No, not you. Someone did, and I was like, actually, someone from work, and they were talking about betting.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Tell me not to put a mortgage on the Bills.
You should literally put your house on it.
Thank you. I think I might.
And Zelda.
I can't give her up.
No, it's true. But you're not going to lose her. You're going to get like 10 more Zeldas.
That's true. What is this? Yeah. The money line? Yeah. I'll get like 2 more dogs. Not bad. But the over-under makes more sense, 40.5. Bills have been very inconsistent. Browns' definition of inconsistent and, disappointing. What do you want to tackle first, Don? Bills or Browns?
Let's tackle the Browns first, because we already talked about how we want to put all of our money on the Bills.
True. So this is a bit of a fucking mess. Baker, I don't know. I might throw this year out for Baker. Like Freddie Kitchens is dog shit. Their line is dog shit. He doesn't look comfortable. I think they're asking a lot of him, despite the amount of talent. So
he's also starting to get very frustrated, obviously, right? Like,
yeah, and he's just right in the media, and he just he kind of did that to himself. But he
did.
When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. So I kind of feel bad for the dude. But,
well, I don't feel bad for him. He's in a better position than us. So
well, it is. I mean, I'm not saying like I'm not going to measure people like that. Are they doing? I feel.
I actually like Baker Mayfield, right? But
I think I
also don't feel bad for him. He's a very outspoken guy that states positions of whatever it is. So listen, it comes with the territory. Now you're sucking, and you got to fucking own up to it.
True, and I think he is to a certain extent, but like it's gotta eat at you. It's like shut the fuck up already. Stop asking the same question. We suck. Leave me alone. I have 2 drama queens as wide receivers. Stop. Yes, but you're not playing Baker.
Although Odell did come to his backed him up last time that they asked Odell about it. So
yeah, I mean, I guess I took a shot at him there, but I don't mind Odell Beckham either. I think I like Landry too. It's just so
Landry's
weird.
actually been
way better,
solid, dude. I've been
way better
rolling Landry and be like, this is working.
So Landry's been kind of coming on as of late. He just gets more targets, more red zone looks.
He's a safer play for Baker.
I guess. I don't know. How do you not? I don't know. So OBJ has 3 red zone targets on the year. I just don't understand what you're doing. How do you not fucking just feed this guy? I don't know. In any capacity. It's just so weird. And then you have Antonio Callaway and Rashard Higgins. Why are those two dudes even running routes? Get them the fuck off the football field, dude. I don't know. They're running a very poorly managed team. So, Don,
Kareem Hunt is back this week, by the way.
I was going to save that for last because that's probably the biggest storyline. But let's hit the Landry Odell thing. Like, are you still playing Odell?
No.
Interesting. I think he's still just like he's OBJ and you just kind of roll him. He hasn't killed you. He's just not been amazing.
He's been very underwhelming.
Indeed. He will also see a lot of Tre'Davious White. He's going to be shadowed by him. So his upside is kind of shot. And then, like you were saying
the
before,
Bills' defense, their whole pass defense is good, dude.
It's a Jarvis Landry game because he'll be able to eat over the middle and shouldn't get a decent amount of targets.
This is not my week that I'm playing Odell Beckham.
Okay. I mean, who are you playing him over?
I'm playing Ted Ginn.
Okay. Robbie Anderson.
Yeah.
Darius Slayton.
Yeah.
I want to hear you say yeah again. Marquise Brown.
No.
Okay. Okay, so we're kind of I mean, we're working it out, but I don't know. Something in me would just be very upset.
It's very sad to say that you're not going to play Odell Beckham versus the Bills. Just that statement itself.
Yeah.
But there are better plays.
Yeah, every sign is pointing to sit him, the shadow
Don't get me
coverage.
wrong, dude. I'm about the Jarvis Landry play, but like until there's something different, man, then no, you can't just go by the name of Odell Beckham and who he is.
Cool. Yeah, I mean,
he might have a passing touchdown before he has a catching touchdown.
That's true. He almost did.
This weekend, he probably has better odds. I'm going to throw it on as a bet.
Cool. That's more double zero bet, but I like where your head's at, Don. That is not a bad call. So, the big news, Don. Kareem Hunt off the suspension. Hasn't played football in a year.
Play him.
Will be active. You want to play him?
Why not?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I picked him up in our league, and it's like it's just been taunting me. Like, I hate that I picked him up. I wish this was someone else's problem. But
now it's yours, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It sucks. So Nick Chubb has been nothing short of amazing. The best piece of this offense. The only thing working. Good. And I think Freddie Kitchens is a bad enough coach to be like, yeah, let's totally derail this guy and give Kareem Hunt a decent amount of touches. They've been taking him off the field for third down as it is with Dontrell Hilliard. So Kareem Hunt's going to completely absorb that and then eat a little bit into Chubb. So, Don, over under 10.5 touches for Kareem Hunt this week. What do you got?
I have him at like 10 touches.
That would be the under, Don.
Yeah, I have him at like 10 under.
Cool. And the Bills have been, susceptible to the run.
Well, their pass defense is so good.
You have to run on them. You have no choice.
You have to.
Yeah. So
you're going to see I think you're going to see a good amount of Kareem Hunt.
I think I'm with you. It's just you want to see it probably before you get
I'm not saying it's the greatest play.
It's a risky play.
But you know what? If you have the balls to do it on this bye week, I'm very cool with throwing Kareem Hunt in the flex and be like, I have big balls, dude.
Also, if you've had Kareem Hunt since the draft, you fucking play him.
Yeah,
I'm a big believer.
Don't be a bitch now, dude.
Don't be a bitch now. Exactly.
You're playing him.
It's like the same pussy ass conversations we've had with Josh Gordon owners in the past. Like, oh, it's week 6. Do I play him? I'm like, yes, you drafted him. You waited this long. Like, play him. Mm-hmm. Don't be a bitch. This is what you wanted, so play him. I think I'm with you.
You didn't hold on to him to not play him.
Exactly. And it's been a long, long time. He has been a burden for you. And guess what? You're probably a bad team. Fuck it. Fuck around. Have some fun.
And this would be the week that they're just going to fucking test him out anyway.
Yeah, true. Why not? I can see Freddie Kitchens like, yeah, Nick Chubb's been great and all, but let's just give him a break.
Let's see this Kareem Hunt guy.
I don't even know who is this guy.
No way he hit a girl.
Lightly with his foot. Incriminating, but not too bad. Over to the Bills side, Don. Josh Allen has been, pretty decent, beats the shit out of bad teams. They get out of Buffalo for the first time in 2 weeks where the weather's been a little crazy. And they head to Cleveland where I don't even know what the weather will be, so I should probably shut the fuck up. But I think he's a pretty risky play. I think really it's just the rushing upside. The Browns defense has been pretty good against the pass. So Allen's always got that floor of a running quarterback, but I think you could probably find somebody else.
Yeah, I would say like it's just a floor at that point. Like if you play him, you're gonna get. I think he's like a 15-point game for you.
Yeah, exactly. He is a very low ceiling this time because the matchup's a little rough, and he has the floor. So you're right. Frank Gore, Devin Singletary. Stop giving the ball to Frank Gore. Devin Singletary looks great. They've been increasing his carries since he got back.
No matter where Frank Gore goes, it's just like we need to feed him.
Dude, that guy was running into a brick wall against the Redskins. I'm just like, put this dude down. Like, why? Like, it's like they ran Frank Gore as much as he could early season. We've seen this with Adrian Peterson. Great run in the beginning.
And then he just dies at the end.
Exactly. He's getting tired. So Devin Singletary, they got to give this dude more run. I think he gets it here because the Browns are pretty bad against the run, and I think he's going to have a ton of upside at this matchup. I think it's very plus for him.
I agree. Because, again, just like it's the week for the Browns that play Kareem Hunt, it would be the week to really let Devin Singletary go against the Browns.
Yeah, this is a ballsy week. You're going to make some ballsy plays. A lot of them are going to fuck you. But hopefully this one doesn't. And
somehow,
I think this one is lower risk.
Somehow it's a more polished game than the Jets-Giants. And that scares me that I'm talking about the Bills-Browns that way.
Well, it's because the Bills are 6-2, and no one's treating them like they're 6-2.
And everyone has higher expectations of the Browns than what they really are.
Yeah, so I think it's a meeting of that. But, yeah, still putting the mortgage on the Bills. So I will take the Bills in this game, Don.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm putting my left nut on it.
All right. I guess we should do the recap, too, so we could square up mortgages and balls. Moving on. Moving on. We got the Cardinals at Bucks. This one should be fucking fun. I believe this has the highest over-under of the week with 52.5. Bucks are laying 4.5.
Revenge game.
Revenge game for Bruce Arians.
For Bruce Arians.
You're goddamn right, even though he left by choice and took a new job. So probably a revenge game for the Cardinals more realistically. But let's start on the Cardinals side. Kyler Murray has been fucking really good and, kind of made the 49ers look human, gave them a decent fight on Thursday night last week.
Which would have been a bad play.
In theory, yes.
A lot of people sit him.
It made sense. And, it's kind of one of those things that happens. And you're just like, well, whatever, dude. What are you going to do?
So it wouldn't be a Voncast if I didn't bring up my A-team league.
Oh, we almost got to the end of the first part. But all right, go ahead, Don. I'm listening.
And also, who I'm going to bring up listens to our podcast all the time, Johnny Yak.
Johnny, what's up, man?
You're welcome for your loss, Johnny.
You let Don beat you? All right.
Yeah. And he's talking all that shit Thursday, and I'm just like, ooh, dude. While he's talking that shit, I'm like, real smart play by playing Kyler Murray against the 49ers. Like, that was stupid.
He blows up for 25.
And then he ends up having a good game, and I was just like, well, it was still fucking stupid, but it worked out, and I still won, so fuck you.
And that was the 8-team league update by Don. My condolences,
Has to
Johnny.
happen at least once.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Don, if I asked you this question, how would you answer it?
Okay.
How many picks does Kyler Murray have on the season?
I have no idea. 3?
He has 4. I thought that was impressive as shit.
It's extremely impressive.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's been –
I had no idea. I was just looking at stats. I'm just like, there's no fucking way. Because, you watch the first couple games and you're just like, oh, they're just a bad, throwing picks and shit. But he's looked good. Doesn't really get rid of, and has no fumbles. It's been a great rookie season. I mean, they're terrible, but he's showed promise. And you definitely play him. He's going to beat the shit out of the Bucs. The Bucs are letting up everything to anyone that they're playing against because no one can run the ball against the Bucs. Yeah, I don't know if that's just because their passing is so bad, but it doesn't matter. He's going to have to pass a ton.
Yeah, it's actually going to be an offensive bout between Cardinals and Bucs because their defenses are terrible.
Yeah. That's why the 52.5 point over-under. So I think we're going to agree and should play Kyler Murray. Chase Edmonds is sidelined with the hamstring. Kenyon Drake looked fucking awesome, which was pretty wild. And then David Johnson says, I'm 100% and I'm going to play. What do you do with these two guys, Don?
I have no idea.
I'm incredibly confused.
Dude, so I picked up Kenyon Drake in a lot of leagues.
Did you play him?
No.
Of course not. Exactly.
And then I'm just like watching him go off the bench, and I was like, what is going on, dude?
The first drive, he immediately surpassed Mac. I was like, he has 4 points. That's what I thought he was going to get already. Dude crushed it the whole game.
Crazy. I really don't know. I have no advice with you on. I don't know.
I think if you have them, you play them. Over-under is too high to not play these guys. Kenyon Drake can be involved in the passing game. Same thing for David Johnson. They'll basically be splitting, and I think you're going to want to take a piece of that, especially on the bye weeks, what have you. Flex them, running back 2. That's where I'm at with these two because they're pretty much going to do the same thing each. It's just I feel like if David Johnson, if anything, it might be 60-40, but it's still going to be a high scoring game. So I'd like to have them in my lineup.
I'm playing David Johnson. It's hard to see how willing they were playing Kenyon Drake so quickly and how well he did, especially against San Francisco, to not think.
Well, dude, they literally had nobody. Like, they didn't even have Edmonds.
No, I know, but like, right. But they're just like, dude, we're just going to do this. And he still was beyond productive against the San Francisco defense, who's been unbelievable. So,
True.
Yeah, I guess you can play Kenyon Drake with some sort of confidence, knowing that there should be a decent share for him and you should have somewhat of a floor with him.
Yeah, and before when I said, like, Bucks rush D is pretty good, it was early on. They showed signs of cracks, like, recently, so they could be, it's just the amount of plays that are going to be run this game. They're bound to give up something, so I do like their upside as well, and I think that's where we're both kind of settling in the middle there. Pass catchers, Don. Are you playing Larry Fitzgerald this week? Bit of a down week for the last couple of weeks.
Had a few, since I've traded for him.
I didn't want to say it, but you're totally right. Same thing with Christian Kirk, man. But I do think you roll these. This
wouldn't be a bad week to play against the Bucks.
Exactly.
This would be the week to say, hey, Fitzel's going to get back onto his groove, and this is where he's going to get some.
Absolutely. You suck it up. You throw these guys in. They have a good game. Switch it over to the Buccaneers. Jameis, QB1. Not QB1 on the year, but he might end up that way. He's been great for fantasy. Kind of funny and bad for real football, but holy shit, is he getting it done for fantasy. It's
like the same thing, though, right? Like,
we know what he is. It's funny. It's funny.
Like, bad defenses, he's going to – the guy's not afraid to throw the ball no matter what, right? So
not even a little bit.
Not a little bit, right. So, yeah, it's against a bad defense. Less likely to throw as many picks as he normally does.
You fucking play Jameis. You play Jameis over everyone we've talked about, except for Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson. So that's, Jameis is great.
Would you play him over Ryan Tannehill?
Yes, 100%. If I could play Ryan Tannehill twice or Jameis Winston once, I'll take Jameis Winston.
All right, I'm not that confident, but yes. But yes, I think this would be, the week to do it.
Praise
Godwin, that's going to go off. You got Mike Evans, that's going to definitely go off.
Dude, exactly. He's got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, who are –
maybe O.J. Howard catches a pass in this game.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about that because you're playing Mike Evans, you're playing Chris Godwin. O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate. I was more on Howard as like a back from the dead game because, you're playing against the Cardinals. They give up everything against tight ends. But him, O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate were both full goes so far this week. I feel like they're both going to be active. O.J. Howard, you couldn't depend on for shit. Your confidence level is just shot with this guy. So to put him in your lineup, you're banking on the matchup and him having the best game that he has not had all
honestly,
year.
Just play Rhett Ellison at this point.
I was almost going to say that. I'm glad you said it instead of me.
There's been plenty of opportunities, dude, and it's just like –
yeah. This is the ultimate opportunity, though.
I'd rather get a 0 from Rhett Ellison than another 0 from O.J. Howard.
Yeah, it would hurt less. It would definitely hurt less. You'd feel like less of an idiot, I think. And
I would also rather have like 4 points by Rhett Ellison than like 6 points by O.J. Howard.
Fair, yeah.
At least you fucking tried, dude.
Yeah, I think I'm force-played into playing Howard. I'm really mad at myself in the 12 team, and I'm just like not dealing with it well. So you didn't really help, but I think you're right, Don. Don't play O.J. Howard.
I'm in a 12 team, and I dropped O.J. Howard. I'm not going to play him.
Yeah, I had to pick him up because I got Ertz, and I got like so much trash on my bench. So, yeah, I guess it depends on your situation, but holy shit, you can't play O.J. Howard against the fucking Cardinals. Who would have thought that you can't do that?
Very depressing.
Very fucking sad. Who you got in this game, Don? Oh, shit.
Upset.
We didn't touch on Ronald Jones and his newly awarded running back 1 status on the team. Do you roll him out there?
This week, I'm fine with it.
I'm with you. It's I hope you could finally trust it because Bruce Arians backed it, but I don't know. I just don't know like what really changes. I feel like they do the same shit they've been doing, but it'll just he'll have a label. Like he'll start the game, be involved as much as he has been, but I guess it's a vote of confidence for everybody.
I think he's a low RB2.
Yeah, in this matchup with the over-under, he could be totally fine. Last week he got vultured by Dare Ogunbowale. But, yeah, I feel like he'll get enough work in this one. And I feel like enough work could be, 10 to 15 touches. So,
yeah.
I think you roll him out there. Don't touch Peyton Barber. Don't touch Dare. And that's pretty much where that lies.
Yeah.
Who you got, Don?
I'm going with Cardinals.
I was going to take them too, so I'm going to. Good shit, dude.
Sweep it.
Cool. I'm going to parlay them with the Bills and make $1 million.
Sweet.
That wraps it up, dude. For the first couple 1 o'clocks, we're going to come back with part 2 in a little bit. Me and Don are just going to bullshit a little more. And then in live time, hit part 2. You will probably get that the day after this one. Don, do you have anything for the people headed into this week 10? Trash?
Stay blessed.
Stay blessed or be blessed?
Stay blessed. You're always blessed.
Cool. That's right. Never forget that.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom from Don. I have literally nothing for you, so I'm just going to say we will be back with part 2. For Don, I am Vinny. This has been Let's Talk Fantasy Football and the Voncast. End of part 1. Part 2 coming at you soon.
Part uno.
Dose to begin.
See.
In a little bit. So have a good one, guys. We'll be back with part 2. See ya.
This has been Let's Talk Fantasy Football. Thanks for listening.